everybody, my name is Simone and welcome to Simone's Bedtime Stories. Today we're doing the second part of the introduction of Ponniyin, of this new story called Ponniyin Selvan. Hi Daddy, I'm ready.
Hi Simone, you ready?
Yeah, and now we're doing the second part of the introduction.
Right. So
Yeah,
that's
and
why we
so-
wanted to draw pictures and understand
in the
the
last
geography.
video we drew this whole South India, and there were 10,000 people.
10,000 years. People have been
10,000
living in
years,
this area
yeah.
for 10,000 years.
And they made it all good. And as before, remember I said that there was not many people. Well, not many people could come around these places.
Ocean, because it's all water and it's fully surrounded by ocean. Yeah.
But they could come to the north.
Through the north, exactly. So the story is, it starts with Chola kingdom, and at that time the Pallava kingdom. So there are three major dynasties that ruled South India. Okay.
Yeah. So what are dynasties?
Dynasty is a clan, is a tribe or clan of people that ruled. See, basically that's a very popular family in that area, right? So those people just grew and grew and grew, and they ruled that place really well.
I asked dynasties before, but I just want to make sure everyone who's watching knows.
Okay.
So all these people.
So Chola kingdom. See, there are three types of dynasties that ruled, right? The first one is let's say Chola kingdom, and then Chera kingdom, and then Pandyas,
It's
right?
like Pandu, but
Pandyas,
yeah.
exactly. And then there were also Pallavas.
Oh, there were four?
Pallavas. No, Pallavas, the timing is, these guys are called contemporaries. That means they lived at the same time. And there was constantly war between three kingdoms. The Pallavas were before these people came. So the Pallavas...
The Pallavas were all these three?
No. The Pallavas are a different group, right?
Oh.
So the Pallavas ruled, out of a place called Kanchipuram or Mamallapuram.
So
They lived somewhere here, and then they had a kingdom like this, something like that they had, right? So that was Pallava kingdom.
Was that remember the state you drew here?
Yeah, that's Tamil Nadu, yeah.
So that they had that.
Yeah, see, in those days, the way it was working was, there were so many small kings, small provincial kings. So what will happen is, so there will be one king here, there will be one king here, there will be one king here.
Is it like the boss?
A little bit like that, yeah, right. So there will be small kings, and then the Chola guys, they came in and they fought with all these kings and then said, hey, all you guys have to pay me tax, so that means I become the super king. I become the big king, so I am the,
Oh, so remember when we were planning this, you told me there were a bunch of little kings in different parts of the kingdom, and they were all reporting everything to the
big king. Exactly. So that's how it works. So when the story begins, what happens is it's really...
It starts with these little bosses reporting to the big boss.
Exactly.
That
that's how it
rules
is.
the whole entire place.
Exactly. That's how it is. So what happens is, there are, see, to begin with, everybody was like this. Everybody were a bunch of, small kings. So what one guy said, let's say this guy said, hey, I'm going to become the big king. Right? This guy, let's say, let's put a crown on him. So he has a crown on him. And this guy said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to become this big king. And the way he does is, he goes and recruits a lot of men and creates a big army.
Yeah, but one thing, won't all the other people fight like they want to become the big king?
Everybody will fight, but to fight you need a big army. So that means you need thousands of men that you want to recruit and create an army.
No, like, this wants to be the big king, no, this wants to be
Everybody's going to fight, yes.
This one's
Yeah.
this one's to. All of them want to be the big king, but they
No. Not
they
everybody wants to become the big king though. Only the ambitious ones. Some people are happy, I have this country, I'm happy, I'm just going to build really good temples and, worship Lord Shiva.
But don't you need to keep paying?
No, some people are happy with that. Not everybody, not every small king is ambitious like, this guy. Let's say this guy, we call him the Chola guy, right? Chola guy or Rajaraja Chola or whatever, right?
Whatever.
So let's say we call him that guy, but not everybody is ambitious. Some people are happy with what I have. Yeah.
This guy also wants to.
Yeah. So not everybody, is ambitious, but this guy, he is ambitious, and he said, you know what, I am going to, recruit like 10,000 men in my army. So now when I have 10,000 men, I go and tell this guy, hey, I have 10,000 men. I'm going to, I'm going to ask you to pay taxes to me. If you pay taxes, there is no war. I'll let you rule that area of the country, but I'm going to be your boss, so you listen to what I say. This guy might come back and might get really angry and say, who are you to come and tell me that? Let's fight a war. I'm going to kill you in the war. This guy might say that. Or this guy might say, wow, you have 10,000 men in your army? Okay, I'll just pay you taxes and I'll be, you can be my boss, right? That's how, so this guy, the way Rajaraja Chola works is, the Chola kingdom, whoever, built this big kingdom.
Rajaraja Chola is the guy who...
No, forget that. I just gave him an example. No,
okay.
We haven't gone to that yet. So the
a
way...
guy.
Yeah, the way it goes there is, a prince, right? Typically a prince here, he's all young and very ambitious, and what he does is he borrows money from his dad, who is the king, because they have something called treasury, right? They have this, every kingdom, they have this huge palace. In the palace, they have this one big room where they accumulate all their treasures.
And gold.
It could be gold, everything. So what they do is they take that gold and then they pay the people and say, hey, you come and work for me, you be my soldier, you work for me, I'll give you this much money. So he hires 10,000 people.
He gives money or the gold that he has?
Anything. It could be both. So he gives money or gold and then hires 10,000 people and then trains them. He buys horses for them, he buys elephants for them, he buys weapons for them and then trains them. Right, and then trains them, and then he now after 6 months of training, he buys everybody like Dronacharya, right? He's going to get everyone, and then he trains everybody, and everybody is ready to go. Then he says, we are starting a campaign. Yeah.
What's a
campaign? Is he's going to say, okay, we are going to march from here to all these places, and any country that comes in the way will go and tell the king, hey, you pay taxes for us, or we'll kill you. Or we'll start a war on you and let's fight and we'll...
And the guy who's ruling this part could say, oh, how can you come to kill me? I'll go fight back to you, and then get his army of how many thousand men, and then fight the guy.
Exactly. So whoever wins...
whoever wins gets to be the king.
Mm-hmm.
Or the guy could say, oh, you have 10,000 people, I'll just pay taxes to you and you can be my boss.
Yeah, so they do that, and also sometimes what they do?
What?
This guy goes, let's say he goes to this kingdom, and then he likes everybody there so much, he says, hey, how about this? You don't have to fight war with me. I will marry your sister, or I'll marry your daughter, and then we can all be family, and I will still be the super boss, super king. They do that also. That's called alliance, right? They build alliances by forming those relationships, by marrying into other kings' families.
What if he doesn't like the people in this?
He doesn't like the people, then he's going to say, you be my, I'll be your boss, you pay taxes to me, or I'm going to fight a war and I'm going to kill you all, then I'll take over your country. What do you want to do? The other king, if he's angry and mad, he'll say, no, I'm going to fight a war and let's see what happens. Or he might say, no, that's fine, I'll pay you taxes.
I would rather not have a war. I don't want to go through all that, remember? Because Duryodhana did all that.
That's how it worked in those days, right? So that's how the story, begins with the Chola kingdom called, the king is Sundara Chola, right?
So he's the guy who asks everybody?
No, he's the guy that grew this, grew this Chola kingdom so big. So he's getting old, and then then comes his sons, and then he has two sons. One is the elder son and younger son. So the elder son is the supreme general for the supreme. His title is the supreme commander in chief for the northern frontiers. His name is Karigal Adityan. Right, that is the elder son, right? And then the younger son, because the empire was so big, this is another country actually. This is not part of India today.
Oh.
Today, this country is called Sri Lanka, and they have their own government. They have people living there. Before also it was a different country, but because the Chola kingdom was encompassing this also, so the younger son, his name is Arulmozhi Devan, right?
He rules
that guy is the supreme commander in chief for the southern frontier.
So he's the big boss.
He is the general that he's taking care of this on behalf of his dad, Sundara Chola.
Dad?
He's ruling. Yeah, Sundara Chola is the dad, and he has two sons. One is the son that is on the north.
Oh, I thought his brother.
No, not brother. Sundara Chola is the guy, old guy that's getting old and he's getting ready to die, and there are two sons. The first one is Karigal Adityan, the second one is Arunmoli Devan, right?
Yeah.
So these guys are basically supporting their dad, and this dad is sitting here. See, they have their palace in the place called Tanjavur or Tanjore. So that is somewhere here. Okay, it's called let's say Tanjore, Tangore, right? So that is their capital of the Chola kingdom. So they are ruling from there. Sundara Chola is there, and Sundara Chola has built not only alliances. Sundara Chola has built a lot of alliances with the small kings, and all these kings are agreed that hey, Sundara Chola is the boss, and Sundara Chola has two powerful sons, the Karikal Adityan, who is the supreme commander-in-chief of the northern frontier,
when the big guy that was their dad, when their dad dies, he's going to be the commander-in-chief.
You don't know. That's what the story is going to, he's going to be the king. You would think he'll be the king, right?
I'm only asking, is this South India thing true?
This is all true, yeah. This is all true. Because the guy that wrote this Ponniyin Selvan is a guy, he wrote I think around 1900s, 1920 or something. All this happened 1,000 years ago in India. This is all true. I mean, maybe 70-80% is true, because in the novel, to make it interesting, to make it exciting for the reader, he added some fiction also. Yeah. He added some fiction also.
So if they just add the non-fiction, then it would be a little boring.
Boring, exactly, yeah. So what that guy did, his name is Kalki. So the guy that wrote this Ponniyin Selvan novel, his name is Kalki, and what he did, he made...
Is it okay
it's a man,
if I ask
it's a
that
man.
question? Is it okay if I ask, is this true?
You can ask any question you want.
Okay, because you're already going on to all what happened. I'm just asking.
Yeah. So this guy, this gentleman, Kalki Krishnamurti, I think, Kalki Krishnamurti, he made multiple trips to Sri Lanka, and he went through, there is something called stone, in those days to record history, they didn't have computers, or they didn't have, books. I mean, they had books.
Did they like pass it on? Like tell the story to this person and that person tells the story to that person?
That's one thing, they did that. But they also, what they did? They took huge rocks and, sculpted all the stories on the rocks. So if you go today to Tanjore, you can see a lot of rocks with stories written on them.
Oh, so it's like, so they didn't have a language?
No, they had a language. I mean, without a language, you cannot write, right? How can you write I am Simone if you don't know English or if you don't have language? They had language. They had a language called Tamil. They had this language, and there was a olden version of Tamil.
Why did they write it?
Because they wanted to preserve that. So it's called Culvert.
No, why can't you carve out
That's what they've done. They carved out in the rock.
I for I, whatever that is, then carve out the letter for how you write it.
That's what they did.
No,
That's what they did.
You said they did pictures, right?
No, they did not do pictures.
Oh,
They wrote.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't do pictures. They wrote sentences in this language, Tamil.
Oh.
There is an older version of this language, Tamil, and they wrote in those with those sentences.
So if you go there, you could actually read that.
See, I cannot read it because it's 1,000 years old, so the Tamil was a little different back then.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, so I cannot read it, but this guy, this Kalki Krishnamurti, read all those rocks that had written inscriptions on them, and he also made trips to Sri Lanka, read the rocks there, and he came up with the story. So that's why it's historically significant, because the Rajaraja Chola is one of the famous popular kings that accomplished a lot since time. I mean, the most recent very well accomplished South Indian king you can say is Rajaraja Chola and Rajendra Chola. Those are the dad and son. He's going to come later in the story, yeah.
So back to the South India. So what happened?
I'm just giving you the introduction, right? We haven't started the story yet.
No.
So I'm setting the context. So now, so before that, right, before the Chola kingdom, it was Pallavas. So the Pallavas ruled.
Not Pandavas, but Pallavas.
Pallavas ruled somewhere from here. Their capital was Kanchipuram and Mamallapuram. And they were very good.
Why are they such difficult names? Look how long that is.
Yeah. That's the speciality of South India.
It's long words.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kanchipuram and Mamallapuram, and even if you go now, there are some really, really beautiful sculptures there. We should go there. Mahabalipuram temple.
Wow.
Temples and some really, really beautiful sculptures that they've built.
Is it like the temple, remember we went to, we wanted to see the fireworks, it was raining, it was cold.
Yeah, it's
Is it
similar.
like that temple?
It's similar, but it's really, really old temples. They're more than 1,000 years old temples. And also there is another temple called the Big Temple in this Tanjore. It's called, Big Temple. It's also called as Bragadiswara Temple. And in that temple, they lifted a 40-ton huge rock all the way to the top and then, mounted it there. And nobody knows how they did it. Not many people know how they did it. Let's check the time real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we have to stop.
Okay.
Want to finish?
Bye everybody, I hope you enjoyed my story. And don't forget, you can do the next video, but we're still doing the introduction.